Hello everyone, happy Saturday. Your Fredericton Canadiens getting ready to take on the St. John Riptide. Looks like we're figuring out the clock here still. So, excuse the buzzer noise. I believe starting goaltender today will be Emery Esty. Just getting pucks cleaned up here and we will be ready to get going. Thankfully, I've been told YouTube is working. Hooray, hooray. So hopefully there won't be any issues with home games at least this season. All right, I think we got that clock ready to go here. So starting off for your Canadiens, we are going to see Keegan, Stella, Markowski, Gilbert, Hoyt, and Shepard on the blue line. Off the draw, Markowski, and it's Gilbert who tries to get a stick on it. It does go back to the Riptide D up into the neutral zone, and now that's Shepard chasing it down. Shepard has that stolen away by the Riptide player. They're coming around the other way. Play it back to their D, fire it back down low. Hoyt gets a stick on it. He pokes it up along the boards looking for Gilbert. Gilbert pushes it forward, tries to get it to Markowski. Gets caught on the blue line, comes back to Hoyt. Hoyt, he's going to fire it around the boards, comes around the other way, picked up by the Riptide. And Shepard gets a stick on that down low. Shepard loses his stick, and that's going to be picked off by Keegan, Stella. Stella over to Gilbert. Gilbert making his way forward. Gilbert fires it deep into the Riptide zone. Canadiens going for a partial change here. Stella and Markowski working down low together. Markowski plays it over to Keegan. Out front slot. Saved by the Riptide. Beauty shot there. Comes back the other way. And that's McLean trying to get a stick on the bouncing puck. Riptide are going to take it back away. That's going to go the full length of the ice for an icing call. So we'll head back down into the Riptide zone. Nice try there on a shot. Early goings of the first period. Face-off coming up in the Riptide zone. We are going to see McLean. And I'm just figuring out who everybody is here. McLean, Chase Stella on D with McDougall. It's going to come back to McDougall. McDougall's going to try and push it up forward. That's Scott. Gets caught along the boards there. And that's McShane. So it's McLean, McShane, Scott. Chase Stella fires that over. Looking for McLean on the wing. He's going to push it deep into the Riptide zone. And that's Scott now with pressure. Comes around the other way. McShane going down into the corner. McShane, first man to the puck, pushes it down. Looking for Scott. Scott now picks it up, fires it. Finds Stella. Stella turns and fires. Block shot. Gets it right back. Stella now looking for options. Getting in deep right in front of the net. And, oh my gosh, how did that not go in? Good save there. McDougall's going to pinch up. Keeps it in, but play comes back. That's going to be Stella who gathers that up. It was right on the line there, folks. Stella's going to push that up into the neutral zone. Picked up by McLean. McLean plays it over to McShane. McShane fires. That goes off the toe of the goalie. Saving a goal there. Was looking for bottom corner. That comes back to Stella. Again, that's a blocked shot. Comes into the neutral zone. Play comes back. That's Miller who plays it over to McDougall. McDougall has that taken away. And nice save there by Esty. Goes on top of the net. That should have been blown down. Yeah, thank you. Puck went on top of the net there. So face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. We're going to see Gargano with Miller, Kirkpatrick, and Dara. Kirkpatrick wins the draw, gets it back, plays it over. up to Gargano. Gargano goes for the wide pass, looking for Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick through the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick still has it, has 3 guys on him, poked away. Dara picks it back up, has it along the boards. Dara has that taken away. Gargano now trying to get back, comes back the other way. It's Paisley trying to get it up to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick comes back, looking for Dara, but missed pass. And comes over to the Riptide D. He fans on the shot. Allows the Canadiens to pick it back up and push it back into the Riptide zone. Gargano pressuring. They find him in the neutral zone, though. Miller keeping his man to the outside shot. That's wide of the net. It's going to be picked up by Markowski. Markowski tries to push that forward, but the Riptide keep it into the slot. That is wide. That one, rebound goes off the crossbar there, or off the post, I should say. Markowski now has a whole bunch of Riptide players chasing him down. He does get it deep into the Riptide zone. And now that's Stella off the bench. Stella trying to get a hold of that into the neutral zone and shot. ST pushes that off to the side. It's going to be Shepard. Shepard looking for the pass up, trying to find Stella. He does, bouncing puck. Oh, Gilbert almost got a hold of that one. Stella picks it up, though, down low. Stella over to Gilbert. Comes down the other way. And nice job by Shepard there. Keeping his man to the outside. Pile up in front. Picked up by Stella. Stella now making his way down. Has Gilbert with him. Gets lost in the feet of the Riptide player. They're going to play that back to Chase Stella. Chase now looking for the pass. Riptides get a stick on it. Play down low. Stella comes away with it. Still has it. Plays it up, looking for Markowski. Riptide D push it right back down deep, though, and that's going to be picked up. They try the wraparound, and SD has the save there. Lots of pressure from the Riptide early on in the first period. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. McLean, McShane, Scott. Stella will stay on D and be joined by McDougall. Off the draw, Riptide come away with it, but it's taken back quickly by the Canadiens. Up into the neutral zone. That's McShane. McShane tries the shot from out wide, but it's blocked by a Riptide player. Picks it back up, plays it back to the D. Stella picks that up, plays it back down low to McShane. McShane on the boards, plays it back to Stella. Stella fires, and oh, good try. Nice save by the Riptide goalie. A couple of attempts there by the Canadiens, but he keeps it 0-0 at this point. Face-off coming up. Canadiens will keep the same 5 out. Draw comes to McLean. McLean plays it back to Stella. Stella fires it back to McLean. McLean goes down deep, looking for Scott. Weird bounce off the boards there. Scott plays it over to McShane. McShane has it. Plays it back to Stella. Stella gathers it up, fires, and that's blocked out front by the Riptide D. Picked up again by McShane. That's stolen away by the Riptide. McLean into assist. Still down low. McShane working it along the boards, looking for Scott. That's going to get pushed away to the other side. Riptide are going to gather it up. Good job there by McLean. He tries to get it back. Down low, it's McLean who comes away with it, plays it over to Scott. Scott has it, looking out front. Tries the backhand, just can't get a lot on it. Fires again. Again, just can't get enough on it. And the Riptide are going to come away with it. Play it up into the neutral zone. On the back check is McShane. Good stick by McDougall. And McShane and McDougall working together. Comes back to the Riptide D. Save by SD. Picked up by McDougall down low. And that's going to come around to the other way. It's going to be McLean who picks that up. Tries to play it out. Picked up by the Riptide, though. They fire and saved by SD. Face off in the Canadian zone. Kirkpatrick, Gargano, Dara, Miller, and Shepard. Kirkpatrick off the draw, tries to get it to Miller, goes to the Riptide, goes down low. That's Paisley. Paisley and Kirkpatrick now both going for it. Kirkpatrick tries to get it to Dara. It's poked away though. And that rebound is picked up by Miller. Good job by him. Tries to get it to Gargano. He can't make contact. Goes down the other way. Paisley in behind. Paisley bouncing puck. Plays it up to Gargano. Gargano plays it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick now. Kirkpatrick making his way into the neutral zone. Goes for the pass, but it's well ahead. Does make it into the Riptide zone, but the D are going to pick it back up. Kirkpatrick down low. Tries to get a stick on that. Gargano now working along the boards, but the Riptide make their way out. Coming back the other way are the Riptide. Miller trying to keep his man. Good play. That shot's on the outside of the net. Picked up by Miller. Miller chips it to Gargano. Gargano flips it to Miller. Miller into the neutral zone. Miller has Kirkpatrick with him, but they're all going for a change, so it's Miller against the world here. He's just going to dump it. And Stella has come out, and Markowski picks that up. Markowski plays it up to Gilbert. Gilbert fires. Save. Goes down into the corner. Markowski pressuring. Stella there with him. That bouncing puck gets ahead. Comes back to Shepherd. Good stick by Shepherd. Picked up in the neutral zone. And, oh, nice pass by Markowski. Gilbert's shot's just wide of the net. Beauty pass by Markowski. That's Shepherd keeping it at the blue line again. Good play by Shep. He's going to fire it down low to Markowski. Markowski trying to tip it around. Stella into assist. Markowski comes away with it. Trying to get the shot off. Glove save. Bouncing puck out front. Rebound. Toe save. Comes back. Nice play there to keep it in. But it gets away. It gets by Hoyt. Riptide coming back the other way. Good back check there. Played into the slot. It's going to be picked up by Stella. And call is a slashing call. And it looks like it's going to go to Gilbert. So the Canadiens will head to the penalty kill. Coming out for the penalty kill is McDougall, Stella, McLean. We need one more. I believe it's going to be McShane. McLean, McShane, Stella, and McDougall out for the penalty kill here. Off the draw is a win by the Riptide. They go D to D. And that played with the blue line, but it didn't get out. Good clear there by McDougall. McShane on the forecheck here, trying to keep it down low. McLean along the boards. Riptide lay it back down in. Good stick by McDougall in the neutral zone. McDougall still, and good job by McLean. He fires it out of harm's way. Riptide regroup in the neutral zone. Come down low. That's going to be Stella who gets to it first, and he's going to whip it around the boards. Not enough to get out, though. Going to be kept in by the Riptide D. They play it back down, and good job there by McLean, who gets a stick on that, and now McDougall in behind. McDougall using the body. Good job. Play comes back to the Riptide D. They're going to go D to D. That's McShane trying to get a stick on it, but McDougall gets it out front. McDougall tries to get it to McLean. McLean bouncing puck, and it's McDougall. Fires it again. McShane's going to get it, and he's going to fire it down the length of the ice. 50 seconds left in the penalty kill to Gilbert. Canadiens have Miller, Scott, and Paisley. Oh, what a pass by the Riptide. And a glove save by Esky. Nice save there. Cool as a cucumber. Paisley, Miller, Scott, and Dara out for the Canadiens. Off the draw, it is the Riptide who take it back to their D. Dara pressuring D to D. Shot, and oh my gosh, bouncing puck just goes to the outside of the net. That's going to get whipped around. Scott pressuring, gets a stick on it, but the Riptide regain possession. That's Miller down low. Miller keeping his man to the outside. They go back to the D, go back down low. Miller trying to get it. Miller gets it into his feet, out front into the slot. That's going to be picked up by Dara, and he's going to fire it down the ice. 13 seconds left in the penalty kill. Kirkpatrick, Gargano, Hoyt, and Shepherd out for the Canadiens. Kirkpatrick gets a stick on that, but they play it back the other way. We're going to be back even here now. Hoyt's picking that up. Gilbert making his way to the bench. Shepard now trying to get a stick on that. Kirkpatrick picks it up. Kirkpatrick now looking for options. Kirkpatrick plays it up into the middle. Nice pass there to Stella. Stella now driving towards the net. Stella shot wide of the net. Going to be picked up down low by Gargano. Gargano plays it back along the boards. And Stella now pressuring. They get it to the half wall. Good interception there by Shepard. Shepard takes it back. Shepard has Gargano. He plays it back to him. Gargano plays that down low. Now Stella pressuring down into the corner. And kept in by Gargano. He plays it back down low. Kirkpatrick pressuring. Kirkpatrick gets a stick on that. He comes away with it. He's taken down, tries to play it over to Gargano on the way down. Picks it back up. Gargano and Kirkpatrick working together. Kirkpatrick lifts the stick, plays it back to the D. Shot over to Gargano out in front. Can't get the shot off. Stella now. Oh, bouncing puck just gets over Shepard's stick. That's going to be picked up by Hoyt. He finds Kirkpatrick in the neutral zone. Too many. Oh, boy, too many. Thank you. That's going to be a penalty to the Riptide. So your Canadiens are going to go to their first power play of the game. Coming out for the power play is going to be Markowski, Gilbert, Stella, and we're going to see Chase, Stella, and McDougall on D. Still 0-0 here in the first period with just over 4 minutes to play. Just waiting for the penalty to get up on the clock. Off the draw, it is win to the Riptide. They're going to play it around, trying to clear it out, which they will. Goes all the way down, shot on net. Este's going to play it himself. Picked up along the boards, but it squirts away. McDougall now plays it over to Stella. He goes down, and good play. Picked up by Markowski. Okay, trying to get organized here. Markowski to Stella. Stella has Gilbert, has Markowski. Stella driving down low, looking for the pass out front. Wraps around, fires. That goes off the top of the net. And good try there by McDougall. He's going to play it back to Chase. Chase now back to McDougall. McDougall plays it over. McDougall plays it back to Stella. Stella finds Markowski quickly over to Keegan. Stella. Keegan now down low. Still has compressing. Oh, front. Good try there. Stella picks it up. Stella has it now. Stella. This is Chase Stella. Chase Stella in behind, looking for the pass out front. Plays it around. That's going to be Markowski who pops in. Markowski plays it down to Keegan. Stella. Markowski, or Keegan Stella back to Chase. Stella's Chase shot and saved by the goalie. Quality shot there. Good passing by the Canadiens. Can't get it past the goalie yet. I can't see how much time is left on the power play, unfortunately. But we're going to see Miller, Paisley, McShane, McLean, and Scott. Off the draw, it's going to be the Riptide who grab possession, and they're going to fire it down the ice on net. Emery will leave that for Paisley. Paisley now in behind. Plays it up to McShane. McShane to McLean. McLean has Scott with him. Scott fires. Riptide get a stick on it before the shot's off. Plays it back. Miller plays it back. Goes down. McShane. McShane still has possession. Plays it back down to McLean. McLean to Miller, and it's even. Riptide player gets a stick on it as he gets out of the eye. Good job by Paisley. Picked up though, and it's a goal by the Riptide. Player, as he comes out of the net or out of the penalty box, pokes it forward. A little bit of an odd man rush there for the Riptide. So they get one on the board here in the first. Coming out for the Canadiens is Gargano, Kirkpatrick, Dara, Hoyt, and Shepard. Kirkpatrick wins it back to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Shepard. Shepard up to Dara. Dara tries to chip it along the boards to get it up to Kirkpatrick. taken away by the Riptide. That's going to go down deep into the Canadian zone. Picked up by Hoyt. Hoyt plays it forward into the neutral zone. Oh, did get out. Bouncing puck. That's going to be picked up by Kirkpatrick. He plays it over to Gargano. Gargano in the neutral zone. Gargano flips that deep bouncing puck along the boards. Going to be picked up by Dara, taken away by the Riptide. They're going to go for the cross ice pass. No one home. Hoyt gets there, but bouncing puck. We've got 2-on-1. Kirkpatrick coming back to help. Goes down low into the corner. It's going to be Shepherd who plays. Riptide come around. Shepherd comes away with it. Shepherd plays it up to Dara. Dara just gets by a stick. Kept in by the Riptide. Kirkpatrick now down low. Kirkpatrick picks the puck up, goes back the other way, tries to get it over, and gets up to Dara. Goes off the stick though. Riptide, and that goes up off the netting. And some pushing and shoving after the whistle there. Kirkpatrick looks like offsetting penalties for Kirkpatrick, and can't see who it is for the Riptide. Looks like a head contact for the Riptide. I saw a 4-minute come up. Is 5-on-5. So face off in the Canadian zone. We're still waiting on penalties to go up. Off the draw. That's going to be Stella. He gets that. Oh, that was out. Actually, it wasn't. Goes down the other way. Still 5-on-5 here. Gilbert pressuring. Tries to take that away. Markowski now down into the corner. And Stella tries to get a stick on. Markowski comes away with it. Markowski tries the front. Oh, Stella shot. Oh, just high. The net picked up by Markowski. Markowski down low still. Markowski trying to get it out to Stella. Gets it to Gilbert. Gilbert shot. And that gets on the side of the net. Markowski again trying to get that over. Now Gilbert chasing. And that's going to be a penalty to Gilbert. Going to call body contact. That's the end of the first period. Going to call a boarding penalty.
The winning 50-50 ticket number is 311.
Gilbert heading to the penalty box to join Kirkpatrick. So we will start the second on a penalty kill. So coming out for the penalty kill will be McDougall, Stella, Scott, and McShane. Off the draw, McShane gets a stick on that. It's going to come around. Este's going to come out and play it. Plays it around. Finds Scott. Scott trying to clear it. Riptide player blocks the clearing. It's going to come around the other way. Stella. He's going to fire it off the boards, and that's going to get into the neutral zone. Picked up in the Riptide zone. McShane pressuring. Riptide player goes back D to D. McShane still trying to keep it in. And gets into the neutral zone. Plays forward. That should be icing. And it will be. So lucky there for the Canadiens. We'll head down into the Riptide zone as we try to get rid of 1:17 on the clock for the penalty kill. Miller, Paisley, McLean, and Dara. Off the draw. Canadiens do win it, but now we've got an odd man rush. And they does the drop pass shot, and good save by Esty. Nice play there. Coming out for the penalty kill, we're switching up our D. We're going to see Shepard and I believe Hoyt have come out. Off the draw, it's going to be McLean who fires that down the ice. Riptide will gather it up in their end. McLean pressuring, goes up into the neutral zone, goes too far. Esty comes out to play it. He goes around the boards, popped ahead. McLean pops out ahead. McLean still working, pushes it forward. 40 seconds left. Into the neutral zone go the Riptide. And good play there. That's going to be Dara. Fires that down the ice. Doesn't go far as it goes off the Riptide player. And good job by Shepard. Bouncing puck though. Regain possession. Shot. Save. And Emery gets it on the rebound and covers it up. So 14 seconds on the penalty kill to Gilbert. I think that when Gilbert gets out, next whistle, Kirkpatrick will get out. Oh, I just saw who the penalty was with Kirkpatrick. It's Robinson. No surprises there with those two. Around it goes. Gargano tries to get it out. Riptide D, bouncing puck out front. Rebound is wide. And Gilbert is now out. Riptide keep it in. That's McDougall in behind the net. McDougall fires it off, looking to find Gargano. He does. Just gets ahead of Gargano's stick though, and the Riptide regain possession. Call's going to be offside though. And no, looks like Kirkpatrick and Robinson will stay put. Face-off coming up outside the Canadian zone. Out for the Canadiens is Markowski, Gilbert, Stella, McDougall, and Chase Stella. Off the draw, it's a high bouncing puck, goes over Chase. He's going to pick it up, play D to D over to McDougall. McDougall trying to get it up to Keegan Stella. McDougall taken down along the boards. Stella comes away with it. Now it's Markowski. Markowski makes his way through the neutral zone. Markowski has lots of pressure, still has it. Driving towards the net, tries to get it to Gilbert. Gilbert bouncing puck. Can't get the shot off. He does get it off the second time. Riptide are going to go cross ice pass. McDougall keeping his man to the outside. And now Stella down low. Centering pass, no one home. That's going to be picked up by Chase Stella. Chase making his way through the neutral zone. Tries to get it over to Keegan Stella. That's taken away. And shot, save by Esty. Face-off for the in the Canadian zone. Hoyt, Paisley, McLean, McShane, Scott, I believe. McShane off the draw. It goes too far for the Riptide into the neutral zone. McLean pressuring. Scott there with him. Comes back to the Riptide. They push it down deep. It's going to be picked up down low by Miller. Miller plays it over, looking for McLean. McLean plays it up the boards. Not enough juice on it, kept in by the Riptide. Miller picks that up though. Miller goes for the pass out to McLean. McLean gets it to Scott. Scott now. Scott tries to get it to McShane. The pass is just a little ahead of him. McShane playing it in behind, picked up by the Riptide, comes around the boards, kept in by Paisley, comes around the other way. Scott tries to get a stick on that. Riptide down low, and that comes into the neutral zone. Miller now. Miller under pressure, picks it up, comes in behind, plays it up, finds McShane. McShane driving into the Riptide zone, pushes it down low. Canadiens on a change. Dara tries to get a stick, comes back to Paisley. Paisley, that's picked up by Hoyt. Hoyt now plays it up the boards to Dara. Gets lost in his feet. Dara tries to play it forward, kept in by the Riptide, but McShane gets it out. And that's going to be a tripping penalty on McShane. Robinson and Kirkpatrick are finally free. And we'll go to a power play. For the power play, we're going to see Kirkpatrick, Gargano, Shepard, Dara, and Hoyt. Off the draw, it's a win by the Riptide. Gargano, first man to the puck, though, goes in behind. Kirkpatrick tries to get a stick on it, comes back to Hoyt. Bouncing puck. Now Shepard. Shepard, good stick there. He keeps it. That's offside by the Riptide. So face-off coming up outside the Canadian zone. Power play here for the Canadiens, trying to get on the board, down by 1 goal. It's 1-0 for the Riptide. Went off the draw to Kirkpatrick, gets it to Gargano. Gargano coming through the neutral zone. Gargano doubles back, plays it over, finds Hoyt. Hoyt tries to get it to Derek, gets it stuck in the Riptide feet. Good play there by Hoyt, keeps that in. He's going to play it down deep, and now Kirkpatrick down low trying to get a stick on it. Gargano, they go back the other way. Stella, that's going to get down the full length of the ice, though. Emery out to play that. And Hoyt now fires it to Stella. Stella fires, tries to get it to Markowski, but it goes off a foot. Beautiful try. Markowski tries to get it to Stella. Stella can't turn on it out front, and that's kept in. Gilbert's second chance, over to Stella. Saved by the goalie. Nice try. Oh, man. Puck's in the back of the net, but they say no goal. Face-off coming up in the Riptide zone. Markowski, Gilbert, Stella, McDougall, Stella C on D. Markowski. Going to be Riptide with the win. Stella working hard. That's going to be Markowski who picks it up. Markowski fires. Save. And another save. Couple of quality shots there by the Canadiens. Another face-off coming up. Just over a minute left in the power play. Comes across to Gilbert. Gilbert goes to Markowski, over to Stella, goes off the Riptide D, kept up by McDougall. McDougall now. McDougall working along the boards, and they're going to make it out. It's going to be Stella who picks that up. Stella comes back the other way, fires it up to his brother, and come on, Keeg. Oh, good save. Gilbert picks it up. Stella comes back. Tries to find Markowski. Markowski wraparound out front. Puck, yeah! Woo! Markowski with the backhand. Beauty shot there. We're all tied up 1-1. Power play goal by Markowski. Coming out for the Canadiens will be Scott, McLean, McShane on D. We've got Paisley and Miller. Off the draw, it's going to come back to Miller. Miller chips it forward to McLean. McLean's going to put that deep. It's going to come around. And that's picked up. Paisley now passes it over. Finds McLean. McLean fires it towards the net. Save. Rebound gathered up by the Riptide. Play it back off the half wall. They're going to go for the cross ice pass. It gets into the neutral zone. Miller making his man dump it in deep. Esty out to play it. He's going to redirect it back the other way. That's going to be picked up by Scott. Scott now plays it up to McShane. McShane still has possession. McShane trying to get it out. Oh, the pass just goes through McLean's feet. That's going to come back the other way. Shepard has come out. Shepard, that's Paisley's going to pick that up. Goes for the pass. And that's offside. Gargano just inside the line. So we'll go back to where the pass originated from. So face-off's coming out just outside the Canadian zone. Kirkpatrick, Gargano, Shepard, Hoyt, and Dara. Kirkpatrick gets it to Dara. Dara plays it back to Shepard. Shepard plays it back up to Dara. Dara gathers it up in the neutral zone, making his way through. Has Kirkpatrick with him. He's going to fire it down deep. Gargano down in the corner. Gargano picks it up. Gargano battling, picked up by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick is going to play it back, looking for Gargano. Comes back, picks up a pass from the Riptide. Thanks. Plays it down, tries to get it to Gargano. They get in front of it though. Gargano down low. Gargano has that taken away. Riptide come away behind the boards, or behind the net, I mean. They get it up to the half wall, playing it through the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick on the back check. They play it down. Esty picks that up. Hoyt now. That's going to go up on the wall to Gargano. Gargano plays it, has Hoyt. And Hoyt's going to come away with it. Plays it over to Dara. Dara trying to play it up quickly to Kirkpatrick. And Kirkpatrick now doubles back, gets it into the neutral zone, but not much on it. And they're going to play it back down. Esty comes out once again. Going to leave it for Shepard. Shepard gets it over to Gargano. Gargano goes for the pass to Kirkpatrick. Just out of reach, picked up by Dara. Dara making his way through the neutral zone. And Canadiens are going to dump in and go for a change. Gargano staying in and pressuring. It's going to be left. That's Markowski now pressuring in behind the net. Markowski, oh, he almost had that one. Riptide driving it up through their zone. Good pressure there by Stella. And that's going to be, or that was by Gilbert, I mean. And Stella tries. Shot, doesn't have anything on it. And Esty will cover that one up. Just over 6 minutes to play in the second period. 1-1 here. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Canadiens will stick with these 5. It's going to be picked up by Stella, poked away by the Riptide and kept in. Markowski gets a stick on that. Blocked shot by McDougall, but a bad bounce goes off the stick. Good play there by Stella. Chase Stella. Play comes back to Markowski. Markowski flips it up, finds Keegan Stella. And Keegan making his way through the neutral zone. Plays it over, beauty pass. Finds Gilbert. Gilbert 3 to Markowski. And saved by the goalie. But really nice sequence there by Markowski, Gilbert, and Stella. Another scoring opportunity for that line. McShane, McLean, Scott, Paisley, and Miller coming out. Off the draw, that's going to come back. Quick D to D. Paisley save, rebound. Comes back to the Riptide. Play. They go all the way down. It's going to be Paisley who picks that up. Paisley plays it around to Miller. It gets too far. Finds McLean. Goes past his stick. Kept in by the Riptide. They fire it right on net. Saved by Esty. And now Riptide in behind. And that's Miller. Riptide come away with it though. That's a block shot by Miller. Riptide get it back. Miller goes in behind the net, trying to get there, pushes it through, trying to find Scott. Scott fires it around. And Scott and Paisley still trying to pick it up. Comes around to Miller. Miller gets it to McLean. Goes through him. McShane tries to get bouncing puck. Gets to McLean, but can't get out of the zone. Miller now, again, trying to be first man to the puck. He's got a couple of guys on him. McLean and Miller working together. Miller gets it again, fires it, just trying to clear it. Oh, good job there by Paisley in the slot. Passes it up to Scott, but once again, Riptide take possession. And now it's McShane. McShane now driving towards the net, fires, goes off the glove and then the glass. That's, almost clept in by Dara. Going to be picked up though, and now Hoyt trying to keep his man to the outside. And good stick by Hoyt, puts that to the outside. Dara now trying to get there, but it's a Riptide who get there first. Comes back the other way. McShane pushes that around into the neutral zone. And Dara picks that pass off. Dara shot, saved by the goalie. Picked up by Kirkpatrick along the boards, who's just come off the bench. That's Shepard almost got a stick on that. That pass goes too far for the Riptide, and Hoyt's going to pick it up. Hoyt now coming back the other way, plays it off the boards, trying to find Dara, goes too far. And now Kirkpatrick pressuring the Riptide D. She goes D to D, and he's going to fire it around the boards. Dara, and it gets past Shepard. Hoyt's going to play it over to Gargano, but intercepted by the Riptide. Hoyt plays it back again, and Hoyt will take that back. Plays it over to Dara. Dara trying to get it forward. He does, but just into the neutral zone. And they're going to play it back down deep. SD out to get a bouncing puck. Fires that around. Gargano. That's going to be played by the Riptide. Kirkpatrick gets a stick into the slot. Picked up by Shepard. Shepard now plays it up to Gargano. Gargano plays it forward. Shepard trying to get there again. Comes all the way back. And Riptide pick it up. Kirkpatrick helping on the back check with Shepard. Kirkpatrick gets a stick on it, plays him down low. They go back the other way. McDougall, they try the wraparound, no one home. And the rebound. We couldn't get it cleared from out front, and Riptide find the rebound, so it is 2-1 Riptide. Markowski, Stella, Gilbert, Chase, Stella, and McDougall out for the Canadiens. Little over 2 minutes left in the second period. Off the draw, Riptide have possession. D to D there as Gilbert pressures. Gilbert with the stick, good job by Markowski. Markowski, this is going to be a delayed penalty to the Riptide. Markowski still has it. Markowski doubles back, fires it to McDougall. McDougall plays it down to Markowski. Markowski over to Stella. Stella off the net, and there is the penalty called. It's going to be a head contact penalty, I believe, to Robinson.
Scored by number 7, Parker Thibodeau, assisted by number 6, Humphrey Travis, and number 9, Hudson Gregor.
It's going to be a head contact penalty to Robinson, his second of the game. So we will head to a power play. Out for the power play, we're going to stick with these 5. Just a 2 minute for this penalty. So we've got Stella squared out there with Markowski, McDougall, and Gilbert. Markowski gets it off the draw to Stella. Stella back to McDougall. McDougall over to Chase Stella. Chase Stella plays it down low. Gilbert picks it up. Gilbert has a couple of Riptide on him. Gilbert picks it back up, looking for Keegan. Kept in. Good job by Chase. And it just gets through. It's going to be picked up by McDougall. McDougall now McDougall comes back the other way. McDougall down low to Chase Stella. Chase plays it up to Keegan. Keegan fires it to Gilbert. Good try. Just over top of Gilbert's stick. Get there, get there, get there. Ah, they're going to clear it. And they're going for a change. Quick, quick, quick. McDougall gets it to Keegan. Has that stolen away. And Chase is going to pick that up. Chase now goes back the other way. Nice. Chase. That's totally interference. It's going to go down the other way. Paisley's going to pick it up. That gets kept out and played down the ice by the Riptide. Paisley now, man on. Riptide. Paisley comes away with it, gets it to Scott. Scott plays it to McShane, poked away. Scott along the boards, comes away with it. Scott has it. Passes it over, McShane. Yep, that's in. Oh man, I thought it went through. Good save. Good save by the goalie there, glove save. So face-off coming up in the Riptide zone. I think we got about 20 seconds left in the power play. Kirkpatrick wins off the draw. Shot from Derek goes under Kirkpatrick. Riptide trying to clear it. They do. Paisley now. Plays it back, finds Dara. Kirkpatrick's going to pick it up off the boards, and that's the end of the period. So we're going to head for a flood. I'm just going to leave it right here. So going into the second period, Canadiens are down 2-1 to the St. John Riptide. All right, third period action getting ready to get started here. Canadiens will start with a very, very quick power play. Only 3 seconds left on the clock for that. We will also see in here, it looks like Esty will remain as goalie after the break here. So starting us off will be Gilbert, Markowski, Stella, Hoyt, and Shepard. Again, very, very quick 3-second power play here. Not much time to get anything started, but Gilbert does take possession off the draw. That's going to come out, and we're back even. Shepard picks that up, plays it forward, finds Gilbert. Gilbert plays that down into the Riptide zone. Riptide D pick it back up. They pick it up off the wall, play it forward. Fresh ice, a little bit of a help right now as the puck's not moving very quickly. As the Riptide come down, shot and easy save for Esty. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Canadiens down 2-1. And we're gonna see we're gonna see Scott, McLean, McShane, Stella, and McDougall. Off the draw, Riptide get possession, and that is, like I say, that puck just not moving as quickly as we would like. McShane plays it forward though, it finds McLean, but taken away by the Riptide. They play it in the neutral zone, now pressuring towards the goal. And that's Stella keeping his man to the outside, McDougall now. Riptide still circling though, they go back and it's too far. McLean now on the forecheck, and Scott. In behind, that gets misplayed by the Riptide, but they regain possession, get it up on the half wall. Misplayed again. This puck just doesn't know where to go right now. Riptide coming back the other way. It's gonna go down low. Stella, that gets played out. McDougall gets a stick on that. Stella picks it up. Stella trying to play it forward. Picked up by Gargano. Gargano can't get it forward. That's gonna be picked up by Stella. Stella, and good job by McShane who covers. Riptide picked that back up though. Shot, and that comes off. Gonna be picked up by Stella. Stella plays it forward. That's McShane. And McShane's gonna go for a change. Dara and Gargano now pressuring. Dara trying to get to the half wall. Kirkpatrick comes on. Kept in by Gargano. Gargano can't push it deep. It goes out into the neutral zone. Battling along the boards. Kirkpatrick into assist. Or sorry, that's Dara. Play comes back. D to D over to Miller. Miller plays it forward to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it back. Quickly back to Miller. Miller's gonna fire it deep. And Gargano, Kirkpatrick, and Stella. Stella picks it up on the board. Stella comes away with it. Stella looking for the centering pass. No one home in the slot. And that's kept in. And bouncing puck moved forward, picked up by Stella. From Paisley back to Miller. It goes off a Riptide foot. And they're gonna come back through the neutral zone. That gets played down deep. Esty's gonna leave that for Miller. Miller rims that around. Looking for a Canadian. Gilbert comes back now. Paisley making his way through, still has it. Picked up, puck just ahead of Paisley. Offside is the call. Coming up outside the Riptide zone. 12.5 to go here in the third. 2-1 Riptide over the Canadiens. Gilbert, Markowski, Keegan, Hoyt, and Shepard comes back. Hoyt, D to D to Shepard. Shepard, fans on the pass forward. Picked up by Markowski, gets it over to Gilbert. Gilbert to Stella, loses it in his feet. Riptide play it back the other way. And now Gilbert gets in front of that pass. Play comes back off the Riptide D into the slot. Gonna be picked up by Shepard. Shepard trying to get it to Stella. Goes too far, shot. That's wide of the net. Gilbert now working hard. Gilbert trying to get it out, he does. But pass is too wide. Markowski on the chase, as is Stella. Riptide are going to play it around. And good job there by McLean off the bench. He keeps that puck in play. Markowski now. McLean trying to get a stick on it again. He does, but the Riptide pick it back up. Bouncing puck back and forth. And shot. That's wide of the net. And that would have been saved by Stella anyway, but play is called. Chase Stella knocking that out of the crease area. Assisting a save there for Esty. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Off the draw. It's going to be McDougall. Plays it back to Chase. Chase trying to get it up to McLean. McDougall plays it back. Scott trying to get there. And that's going to be picked. Just goes under McShane's stick. Good job there by McLean. And that's a save, but it looks like we're going to have a penalty. And we are. Looks like it's going to be a hooking penalty to McLean. So heading back to the penalty kill, we'll see Dara, Kirkpatrick, Miller, and Paisley. Off the draw, Riptide have possession. They go D to D. Kirkpatrick now trying to block. And that goes wide of the net. Pick back up. Paisley down low. Paisley trying to get that. Paisley and Kirkpatrick working together. That comes away. Paisley working down low. And Miller. Paisley again. Working hard. Comes around the other way. Miller pokes that away. Good job by Miller. He fires it down the ice. And now Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick pressuring. Kirkpatrick down low. Staying with his man. Now Dara. And good stick by Paisley. Keeps that in. Kirkpatrick tries to intercept that. Passes wide by the Riptide. They go D to D. There's change there. That's going to be picked up by Gargano. Gargano plays that over. He's going to find Markowski. Markowski now coming in. Markowski off the bench. Markowski. Shots just wide of the net. Nice try there by Markowski on this penalty kill. Under 1 minute to go here now. Riptide coming through the neutral zone. And Esty plays that back. Finds Hoyt. Hoyt fires that up. Markowski goes back to Shepherd. Shepherd fires that down the ice. Gargano on the check now. Gargano. Play comes back. Markowski gets that along the board. Markowski comes away with it, and the Riptide regain possession through the neutral zone. Hoyt using his stick. That's going to be picked up by Shepherd. Shepherd fires it out, and that makes its way underneath the Riptide stick. Back to their goalie. Change again by the Canadiens. Out for the Canadiens is Gilbert. And that's going to come all the way back to Stella. Stella fires it up. That goes down deep. And we're back even as McLean comes out. Stella down low, picks that up. Gilbert with him. McDougall now in along the boards. He keeps it in, but it comes right back. McShane now out. We got 3-on-1 here. And McDougall on the check. And nice job there to get a stick on that. Riptide still have it. McDougall now trying to pick it up along the boards. McDougall and into the slot. Played up. Picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert plays it to Stella. Stella trying to play it forward. He does. Stella down deep. Has Gilbert with him. Shot. Yeah! Woo! Nice play by Keegan, Stella, and Gilbert. Gilbert finds the back of the net, tying us up 2-2. With over 8 minutes to play here in the third period. McLean, Scott, McShane, Miller, and Paisley. Draw, McShane gets it back to Miller. Miller fires it ahead, looking for Scott. Scott straight back to McShane. McShane to McLean. McLean down low. Plays it back the other way. Riptide take it away. They get it up. Play comes back. And McShane Fires it over. Nice shot to Paisley. Paisley! Oh, gosh, good job to get it back. And bouncing puck here. Riptide are going to take a second here and try to regain some composure. Couple of miss shots there and then block shots. McLean tries to get that, and that's off of the Riptide bench. So face-off coming up in the Riptide zone. Kirkpatrick, Gargano, Dara, Hoyt, and Shepard. Off the draw, out front, bouncing puck. Gargano tried to get a piece of that. Comes up to the half wall. Play comes up, intercepted by Gargano. Dara gets a stick on it. Dara coming back the other way. Dara trying to keep moving forward. Gargano now trying to move it forward. He does get it down deep, looking for Dara. Gargano and Dara working along the boards. Kirkpatrick now with Dara. Riptide still have it, but Dara pushes it back down deep. They're going to play it around the other way. And that gets taken away by Dara. Riptide regain possession, comes back the other way. Dara still working hard. And that's Riptide coming away with it. They go cross ice pass. Kirkpatrick, drive by. Coming back the other way is the Riptide. Shepard keeping his man to the outside. Kirkpatrick now pressuring, and Shepard working together. Shepard pushes it forward. Shepard has a space, pokes it forward. Shepard still moving forward. He's getting tied up. Good job by Shepard there. Muscling his way through. Gargano now. Gargano. Yeah! Woo! And Gargano puts us up by 1. Huge effort by Zach Shepard on that play to get it from our zone all the way through, poking it forward. And Gargano makes good. Out for the Canadiens, we're going to see the Gilbert, Markowski, and Stella line. And Stella and McDougall on the blue line. Comes around. Down low, that's Gilbert picking it up down low. Tries to go back to Keegan. And Gilbert picks it back up. Plays it down to Keegan again. Keegan has a couple of guys on him. Riptide are going to come away with it. Comes up, kept in by McDougall, but it comes right back now. Chase is going to pick that up. Chase, looking for room here. He's going to play it off the boards. Plays it to Gilbert, bad bounce, but that's played up by Markowski to Stella to Gilbert. Played back into the neutral zone, gathered back up by, oh shit, shoot. Gilbert and Stella with a collision there, but everyone seems to be okay. That comes back to McDougall. McDougall goes to Markowski. Markowski now. Markowski doubles back, looking for the shot into this slot. Picked off by the Riptide. Miller off the bench, and they're just going to play it deep as they go for a change. Esty rims it around, and Riptide first men to the puck here. Comes around the other way. That's Scott picking it up. McLean is out. Markowski bouncing puck. Riptide rip it. Stella now down low. And that's going to be picked up by McLean. McLean does backhand it into the neutral zone, but the Riptide are going to gather that back up. Markowski now. Markowski. We've got 2. He's got McLean with him. McLean tries to get the second shot. And that's going to come back to Miller. Miller fires out front. Oh my God. I don't know how that didn't go in. Bouncing puck, lucky for Riptide. That was going right in. And it just took a weird hop. Good stick there. They're all offside. They're going to have to wait. And that's going to be picked up by Miller. Miller plays it off the boards. Finds McShane. And we're offside. We got to get out. That's going to come back. Going to be Scott in the middle of the ice. And the Riptide push it deep. Picked up by Paisley. Paisley has a couple of guys on, but it's going to be Riptide who pick it up. Scott there now. Back the other way. Paisley trying to stay with his man. In behind the net. Paisley getting an assist from McShane. McShane trying to bounce it out. Goes back to the Riptide other side. Miller now. Play out front. Bouncing puck into the slot. And that's high off the glass. Miller tries to play it out, and he does as the Riptide weren't holding the line. Canadiens going for a full change here and takes down the ref on the way. That's going to be picked up by Kirkpatrick in the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick doubles back. Kirkpatrick making his way in, has Darragh with him. Kirkpatrick still with control. Down low, doubles back, trying to look for some help here. But the Riptide take it away. Hoyt plays that back the other way. And that's mishandled by the Riptide, but they still move it forward right at the line. Kirkpatrick gets that back out. And Gargano pressuring. Now Hoyt, they're just going to play it down deep. SD comes out. In behind is Shepherd. Darragh trying to get a stick on it, but picked up by the Riptide. They shoot. And the rebound is good. So we're all tied up once again. Two minutes to go here in a 3-3 tie. We're going to see Gilbert, Markowski, Stella, and McDougall. Off the draw, it's going to come back. McDougall now, a couple of men on, plays it up, looking for Keegan. Keegan plays it up to Markowski. Markowski has Gilbert with him. Markowski plays it ahead, bouncing puck, goes over the top of Gilbert's stick. Gilbert plays it back the other way. Markowski picks it up, tries to play it out into the slot, finds Gilbert, bouncing puck though, and that is going to be the Riptide. And McDougall, good play by Easton McDougall. Nice back check there. And that's going to get back. Stella now plays it over, finds McDougall. McDougall finds Keegan. Keegan, we've got three, plays it up to Markowski. Markowski has Gilbert with him. Markowski plays it over to Gilbert. Gilbert fires. Save. Oh my God. Once again, it was in the slot and they play it out. And now Miller fires. Redirect off Markowski's just wide of the net. Almost last minute of play coming up in this game. D Miller plays it up to Stella. Stella fires. Saved by the goalie. Comes back the other way. And good stick by Keegan Stella, but bouncing puck still goes back to the Riptide player. And they play it in. Now Paisley trying to get a stick on it. He does. Good job that plays it up to McShane. McShane plays it over. Trying to get it to McLean. Last minute of play here. That's going to come back. Fires from the point. Wide of the net. And now McLean trying to get there. Riptide pick it back up. They're making their way through the neutral zone. About a minute to play here. Miller trying to keep his man. Riptide pick it back up in behind. Miller finds it. And they're going to call a hooking penalty on McShane. So 56 seconds to play here. We're all tied up and we're on a PK with Markowski, Kirkpatrick, Hoyt, and Shepherd. Markowski gets it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick now. Kirkpatrick making his way through the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick still has it. And the Riptide take it away. That goes into Markowski's feet. Markowski plays it forward. Markowski has Kirkpatrick with him. Markowski, save. Nice shot. Good try there on the shorthand here. Kirkpatrick and Markowski. Face-off coming up in the Riptide zone. 38 seconds on the clock. And Markowski wins it back to Shepherd. Shepherd block shot. Keegan now. Keegan trying to get there. They're going to go for the pass up. And that goes out. So face-off coming up outside the Canadian zone. Stella, Markowski, Hoyt, Shepherd. Off the draw, Markowski gets it back to Shepherd. Shepherd fires it down the ice, and now Markowski working hard, first man to the puck. Oh, shoot, loses an edge. Riptide coming back the other way. They're going to go for the cross-ice pass. And now it's Shepherd. Shepherd now, good hustle by Shepherd. And Stella plays it down. Good play there now, Markowski. He's getting up into the Riptide zone. Plays it, and now Shepherd, and that's the end. So this one will end in a 3-3 tie. So good effort by the Canadiens here. We have one more game this weekend. Heading to Woodstock tomorrow evening for 5:15. For anyone who didn't have a chance to watch this live, it does take a little bit longer for the live stream to upload to YouTube. So just be patient. It'll get there eventually, but much better, I think, today than we had yesterday. Thank goodness. So see everyone tomorrow.